What if the wealth you seek isn't out there, but already within you, waiting to be activated? May 10th, 2025 is not just another date on the calendar. It carries a unique energetic vibration. According to Buddhist teachings, certain numbers hold sacred meanings, symbols of inner wisdom, purpose, and abundance. And that's what this video is all about. We'll explore 6 powerful numbers rooted in Buddhist philosophy that are believed to unlock clarity, momentum, and true prosperity. These aren't just digits, they're spiritual tools. But here's the catch. Most people ignore signs like these. They overlook the quiet wisdom hidden in numbers and stay stuck in old patterns. You're here because you're ready for something different. Before we begin, give this video a like hit, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future insights. And here's your first action. Comment below, "I welcome growth and harmony into my life." That one sentence sets a powerful intention, inviting clarity, balance, and abundance to meet you right where you are. Let's begin. Part 1, number 21, clarity, focus, and forward movement. In Buddhist philosophy, every number carries meaning, and 21 is a call to awaken. It isn't just a combination of digits, it's a symbol of the harmony between 2 essential forces. The number 2 represents balance between wisdom and compassion, effort and surrender, clarity and flexibility. The number 1 represents the self, your inner path, your personal discipline, your willingness to take responsibility for your own transformation. Together, 21 becomes a reminder. You are not powerless. You are not lost. You just need to come back to what matters. Let me tell you about Diane, a 60-year-old widow from Oregon. After losing her husband of 35 years, she fell into a spiral of confusion, grief, and inertia. Every morning felt heavy. She said, "I woke up and had nothing to wake up for." But something shifted when she attended a local mindfulness workshop. There, a monk invited participants to begin each morning by writing down one small intention for the day. Just one. At first, Diane scoffed. How could one line on paper fix years of pain? But she gave it a try. Her first note was simple. "Today I will walk around the block. Then the next day I will call my niece." And slowly, day by day, her energy returned. Her thoughts cleared. She started cooking again, gardening, even volunteering. Within 3 months, she told the group, "I didn't just get my mornings back. I got myself back." Buddhist reflection, the power of daily intention. This is the energy of 21 in action. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, but it's deeply powerful. In a world that constantly pulls us in 100 directions, number 21 invites us to return to center, to cut through the noise and ask, what is the one thing I can do today that aligns me with clarity and progress? The Buddha once said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." Number 21 takes that teaching and translates it into daily action. Here's a simple way to apply this. Every morning before checking your phone or starting your tasks, write down one clear action you commit to doing. Then gently say to yourself, "I move forward with clarity and courage." This small ritual anchors your mind, energizes your day, and trains your focus muscle. Like Diane, you don't need a complete map. You just need the next right step. Lesson: clarity doesn't arrive, it's created. The modern world wants instant answers, instant clarity, instant purpose. But true clarity is not downloaded, it's cultivated. And it's not out there. It's already within you, buried under layers of noise and distraction. Number 21 reminds us that clarity is not something you wait for. It's something you choose. And each time you sit with yourself, choose a direction, and take one step forward, you are already embodying abundance. Part 2, number 94, purpose, legacy, and inner wealth. In the world of Buddhist numerology, the number 94 isn't just about external luck. It's about building a life that lasts. It symbolizes the kind of prosperity that's earned, lived, and shared, not the kind that comes overnight and disappears just as quickly. Let's break it down. The number 9 in Buddhism represents spiritual maturity, the end of a cycle, the wisdom that comes from walking through fire and coming out softer, not harder. It's the peaceful confidence of someone who's been there, learned, and now teaches by example. The number 4 stands for structure stability and patient growth. It's the builder's number, the one who creates not for applause but for endurance. Temples, homes, families all built on the steady backbone of the number 4. When these two energies combine as 94, they whisper a profound truth. Success without soul will never satisfy. But when your actions are fueled by purpose and your success uplifts more than just yourself, that's where legacy begins. Meet Robert, a 67-year-old retired contractor from Michigan. He spent most of his life chasing traditional success, money, cars, recognition, and he got it. But after retiring, he fell into a deep sense of emptiness. I had the things he told me, but I didn't feel like I mattered. One day, he decided to mentor a few young men in his community, teaching them basic carpentry skills. What started as weekend help turned into a local program. Within 2 years, over 40 young men had been through his workshops, some even going on to start businesses of their own. Robert's eyes lit up when he said, "Now I sleep well. Not because I have money, but because I finally feel useful." That's 94 at work. Wisdom shared, stability, built lives, changed Buddhist insight. Wealth as a reflection. In the Buddha's teachings, wealth is not evil, but it's also not the goal. Wealth is a reflection of your values, your actions, and your generosity. Real prosperity comes from living with clarity of purpose and doing something each day that plants seeds not just for your comfort, but for the healing of the world. And here's the irony. When you live like that purposefully, generously with heart wealth begins to follow you, not the other way around. This week, try this reflection exercise based on the number 4. Write down 4 acts of kindness you can do for others. These don't have to cost anything. A listening ear, a word of encouragement, a helping hand, a silent prayer. Then during meditation or quiet time, softly repeat 94. I build my life on meaning, not appearances. Let the number 94 be your compass, not just to gain more, but to give more meaningfully. Lesson. The most lasting wealth is the one you leave behind. You won't take your bank account with you when you're gone, but your impact, the lives you touch, the hearts you open, the wisdom you shared that stays. Number 94 is your reminder. Don't just build wealth, build a life that matters. Part 3, number 7, awakening peace and Dharma. In nearly every spiritual tradition, the number 7 holds a sacred place, and in Buddhism it's no exception. This is the number of awakening, of walking the path of truth and aligning with your inner Dharma, the natural law that governs life and consciousness. According to legend, after attaining enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha took 7 steps. With each step, a lotus flower bloomed beneath his feet. These steps weren't just symbolic. They represented the beginning of a new way of being, a life rooted in awareness, peace, and purpose. So when the number 7 appears in your life, especially on a spiritually charged day, like May 10th, 2025, it's not a coincidence. It's a call to wake up. A reminder that you are more than your habits, your roles, or your paycheck. You are a being of light here for something deeper. Meet Maria, a 58-year-old nurse from Arizona. She spent her entire adult life taking care of others, patients, family, everyone but herself. After suffering a mild heart attack, she was forced to pause. And in that stillness, she realized something I had spent my whole life doing, but never really being. During recovery, she began a morning ritual. Each day before sunrise, she would sit in silence for 7 minutes. No phone, no thoughts of work, just breath, stillness, and presence. At first, it felt uncomfortable, pointless even. But over time, Maria noticed something. Her anxiety softened. Her decisions became clearer. Her energy returned. It's like I met myself for the first time in decades. She said that's the energy of number 7, not loud, not fast, but transformational. Buddhist teaching walk. Gently live deeply the Dharma. The truth of how things are is always available. But we miss it because we're moving too fast. Number 7 reminds us to slow down to walk with awareness and to let each step become an act of mindfulness. Awakening doesn't always come as lightning. Sometimes it arrives like Maria's sunrise, quiet, patient, and deeply personal. Practice. The 7 steps, morning ritual. Here's a practice you can try this week. 1. Each morning before anything else, sit in stillness for 7 minutes. 2. With each breath, visualize taking a gentle step forward. 3. Imagine a lotus blooming with each step, symbolizing your peace, your clarity, your path. Say quietly to yourself, with each breath I awaken, with each step I return to peace. This practice aligns you with the energy of number 7, simplicity, presence, and deep alignment with the Dharma lesson. Your awakening doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. The world celebrates productivity, hustle, and noise, but your soul celebrates stillness, clarity, truth. Number 7 reminds you that you don't need to force life. You just need to remember who you are beneath the noise. So on this sacred day, take 7 sacred steps toward yourself, because true peace isn't found in escape. It's found in presence. Part 4, number 66, Supreme Abundance and the 6 Paramitas. If there's one number that encapsulates both material richness and spiritual depth, it's 66. In Buddhist teachings, the number 6 is sacred. It represents the 6 Paramitas, the 6 perfections that lead a person toward enlightenment. 1. Dana, generosity. 2. Sila, ethical conduct. 3. Kshanti, patience. 4. Virya, diligence. 5. Dhyana, meditation. 6. Prajna, wisdom. Each of these qualities is a treasure precious, not because it can be seen or held, but because it transforms the one who lives them. When the number 6 is doubled into 66, its energy becomes amplified. It no longer whispers. It declares, you are ready for complete abundance inside and out. Consider Lenora, a 63-year-old woman from Colorado. After her husband's passing and a sudden downsizing at work, she lost not just her job, but her sense of identity. Bills piled up, confidence vanished. Her life, once so full, felt empty. But instead of collapsing inward, she turned to Buddhist practice. Each morning, she chose 1 paramita to live by. On Monday, she practiced generosity by baking for her neighbors. On Tuesday, she focused on ethics, deciding to stop gossiping at her social club. On Wednesday, it was patience with herself, especially. And so on. Within a year, she had started a small local bakery, not just as a business, but as a space for community and healing. Her energy shifted, her finances recovered, her heart opened. Lenora didn't just build a business, she built a life that gave back. That's the power of 66. When you live from the Paramitas, prosperity isn't just money. It's meaning, fulfillment, and peace. Buddhist insight aligning inner values with outer success. Today, the world teaches us that wealth is about more status, more speed, more success. But Buddhism teaches something radically different. True wealth flows from living in alignment with higher values. The number 66 calls you to synchronize your spiritual self with your material life. It says, don't sacrifice one for the other. Merge them. When you run a business with compassion, money comes. When you live with patience and wisdom, peace follows. When you give freely, the universe gives back. Here's a simple morning practice to invite the energy of 66 into your life. 1. Write down 6 things you're deeply grateful for. Not just surface-level stuff, really feel them. 2. Then write 6 heartfelt goals. Goals that support not just you, but others too. 3. Fold the paper and place it beneath your pillow, or keep it close during your meditation. Visualize the number 66 glowing gently in your mind. This ritual connects your desires with your Dharma. It aligns want with worthiness. It turns ambition into intention. Listen, abundance isn't just about having. It's about holding the right energy. Anyone can chase wealth, but 66 teaches you to attract it by becoming the kind of person who lives with generosity, ethics, patience, and wisdom. Because at the end of the day, true success isn't measured by what you gain, but by what you give, sustain, and become in the process. So on May 10th, let the number 66 guide your thoughts, choices, and actions. Let it remind you abundance flows most freely when your values and your vision walk hand in hand. Part 5. Number 43. Transformation and breaking. Old patterns, some numbers speak to comfort, others challenge you. Number 43 belongs to the latter. It arrives in your life not as a gentle breeze, but as a firm nudge, sometimes even a shove toward growth, change, and inner breakthrough. In the spiritual language of Buddhism, 43 is the number of intentional transformation. Let's unpack this. The number 4 is about structure, stability, and strong foundations. It's the energy of earth, steady, grounded, and unshakable. The number 3 brings in creativity, expression, and dynamic change. It's the energy of movement, fluid, curious, and alive. Together they form 43, the bridge between what has always been and what could be next. It's not about breaking everything down. It's about restructuring your life in a way that supports your becoming. Let's talk about Victor, a 61-year-old man from Chicago. He'd started and failed at 7 different businesses over the course of his life. Every time he rushed into the next big idea, chasing trends but never asking deeper questions. Eventually, he burned out completely, financially broke, emotionally exhausted, spiritually numb. Then something strange happened. A friend gave him a book on mindfulness and Buddhist psychology. Reluctantly, Victor read it, and for the first time he realized the truth. He wasn't failing because he was unlucky. He was failing because he never built from within. Inspired by that insight, Victor stopped everything. For 6 months, he didn't chase money. He chased clarity. He began meditating daily, journaling, attending Dharma talks at a local temple. And when he returned to business, it wasn't a tech startup or flashy venture. It was a local wood shop where he handcrafted meditation benches and altar tables. His first year, quiet, modest, but grounded. His second year, fully booked with orders from spiritual centers across the country. That's 43 in action, grounded change, creative rebirth, and purpose-driven evolution. Buddhist wisdom. Transformation is not destruction, it's integration. In Buddhist thought, transformation isn't about violently rejecting your past. It's about seeing clearly, accepting fully, and choosing differently from this moment on. We don't grow by erasing who we were. We grow by learning from it, then realigning. The number 43 reminds us you can be stable and evolving. You can honor your past and still build a new path forward. Practice the Golden Bridge visualization. Try this simple guided visualization. 1. Sit quietly and breathe deeply. 2. Imagine a golden bridge stretching out before you. On one side is your current self with all your fears, patterns, and pain. On the other side is your higher self, calm, courageous, and clear. With every breath, take a step forward across the bridge. Whisper the number 43 with each step. Feel yourself integrating the lessons and stepping into your new identity. This is not a fantasy. It's a mental rehearsal for real transformation. Lesson change doesn't require chaos. It requires consciousness. We often think breakthrough moments come with fireworks, drama, or external signs. But true breakthroughs are quiet, intentional, subtle. They happen when you decide, this ends with me. I will not carry this pattern into my future. And from that place, you build. With structure, with purpose, with heart. So on May 10th, let number 43 remind you, you don't need to destroy your life to change it. You just need to meet yourself honestly and take one bold, grounded step in a new direction. Part 6, number 38, infinite prosperity through alignment. There's a certain kind of wealth that doesn't come from strategy or hustle. It comes from alignment, a quiet, powerful resonance between your intentions, your actions, and your inner truth. That's the wisdom behind number 38. It's not just about money in the bank. It's about flow, clarity, and magnetic prosperity that emerges when you're truly aligned with who you're meant to be. Let's break it down. The number 3 represents the harmony of mind, body, and spirit, a triad echoed across Buddhist teachings, symbolizing full presence and integration. The number 8 symbolizes infinity, abundance, and effortless expansion. In both Eastern and Western numerology, 8 is the number of power flow and karmic return. When combined, 38 is a mirror that reflects this truth. When your inner life is in order, your outer world begins to respond. Denise, a 54-year-old yoga teacher from California, had built a modest following through online classes. But behind the scenes, she was drained, juggling inconsistent work, emotional exhaustion, and chronic self-doubt. I was doing everything she told me, but none of it felt connected. She was always busy, but rarely fulfilled, until she hit a wall. That wall became her turning point. Instead of pushing harder, she paused. She spent one full week unplugged from digital life, just journaling, meditating, and reflecting. What emerged was surprising. She realized that her brand, her teaching, even her daily habits weren't aligned with what she actually valued. She'd built her work around what looked successful, not what felt authentic. So she made bold changes, cut back to 3 teaching days, introduced silent meditation retreats, started mentoring one-on-one. Within months, not only had her income increased, her energy returned. Her work felt sacred. She no longer chased clients. They found her. That's the energy of 38. Alignment. First, prosperity. Second, Buddhist insight. Flow comes from internal unity. In Buddhist practice, we often speak of the middle way, not swinging between extremes of indulgence or deprivation, but walking a centered, intentional path. Number 38 carries that same energy. It tells us, stop splitting yourself between what you love and what you do. Let them become one. When your thoughts mind your actions, body and your values, spirit all move in the same direction, you become a magnet for blessings. Practice 3, goals plus 8, actions. Try this exercise on the morning of May 10th. 1. Write down 3 meaningful goals. Things that nourish your heart, and not just your wallet. 2. Then list 8 small actions you can take today that move you closer to those goals. These don't have to be big. Small, clear steps are enough. A phone call, a boundary, a prayer, a page written. 3. Keep that list near you and revisit it before bed. Reflect on how it felt to act from a place of alignment. This isn't productivity. It's presence with purpose. Lesson: You don't need to push. You need to align. We're taught that more effort equals more reward. But in truth, misaligned effort leads to burnout. Only aligned energy brings prosperity that feels good and lasts. Number 38 reminds you that abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you live into. So today ask yourself, where in my life do I feel pulled apart? And what would it look like if everything inside me was moving in the same direction? Because that's when prosperity flows. Not just to you, but through you. Part 7, 5 Buddhist teachings that redefine wealth. In a world where wealth is often measured by bank accounts, property, and possessions, Buddhism offers a radically different perspective, one that speaks not to your wallet, but to your soul. Here are 5 timeless Buddhist teachings that redefine what it means to be truly wealthy. 1. Contentment is the greatest wealth. The Buddha once said, "Contentment is the highest wealth." This doesn't mean you can't want more. It means that no matter how much you have, if your mind is always craving the next thing, you'll remain poor in spirit. True wealth begins when you learn to appreciate what already is. Generosity multiplies prosperity. Known as Dana generosity is a cornerstone of Buddhist life. But giving isn't just charity, it's freedom. When you give without attachment, you break the chain of greed. And often what you give returns tenfold, not always as money, but as peace relationships and unseen blessings. 3. Right livelihood. Ethical earning Buddhism teaches that wealth earned through harm brings spiritual debt. The path of right livelihood encourages us to earn in ways that support life, not destroy it. A teacher, healer, artist, or honest entrepreneur lives a life where income and integrity coexist. 4. Non-attachment brings true security. Attachment to wealth leads to fear of losing it, not having enough, or being defined by it. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that freedom isn't having more, it's needing less. When your peace doesn't depend on possessions, for you become unshakable. 5. Mindfulness. Turn spending into practice. Every dollar you spend is an extension of your energy. Mindful spending means asking, does this bring joy or just distraction? Does this reflect my values or my impulses? When you bring awareness to money, it stops controlling you and starts serving your growth. These 5 teachings aren't about rejecting money. They're about redefining wealth as something that starts within, in your thoughts, your values, your choices. When you live with mindfulness, generosity and alignment, prosperity naturally follows. Because in Buddhism, wealth isn't about what you have. It's about how free, peaceful, and purposeful you feel while living your life. Part 8. Daily rituals to activate your prosperity. Mindset wealth doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your mindset. And that mindset is shaped not by one big decision, but by the small, consistent rituals you do every day. Just as a farmer nurtures the soil before a single seed grows, you must prepare your inner world before abundance can truly take root. Here are 5 daily rituals inspired by Buddhist wisdom to help you activate and sustain a prosperity mindset. 1. Morning intention setting. Clarity. Start each day with a single powerful question. What is one meaningful step I can take today toward the life I want? Write it down. Speak it aloud. This clarity becomes your compass. As the Buddha said, with our thoughts we make the world. 2. Gratitude. Journaling abundance. Now, before reaching for your phone, write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. This reorients your brain from lack to sufficiency, turning your mind into fertile ground for growth. 3. Mindful spending. Value-based living. Every time you reach into your wallet, ask, does this reflect who I truly am? Let every purchase become an opportunity to align your money with your values. Or giving practice, flow activation. Whether it's a kind word, $1, or an hour of your time, Give freely each day. This simple act breaks the illusion of scarcity and opens the flow of generosity in both directions. 5. Evening reflection. Reset and receive. At the end of the day, sit in quiet reflection. Ask yourself, where did I act with integrity? Where did I resist growth? Then offer a gentle intention for tomorrow. Release guilt. Retain wisdom. These rituals aren't just about attracting wealth. They're about becoming the kind of person who naturally lives in abundance. Consistency is key. When practiced daily, these habits rewire your mindset, reshape your energy, and make space for unexpected blessings to find you. Remember, you don't need more things to feel prosperous. You need more presence, purpose, and alignment. And that begins with one mindful ritual at a time. What if the wealth you're chasing has been inside you all along? From the clarity of number 21 to the infinite flow of number 38. These teachings weren't just about lucky digits, they were invitations. Invitations to live more mindfully, more intentionally, and more in tune with who you really are. Each number reflected a different doorway. Focus, purpose, awakening, alignment, generosity, transformation. Together, they form a path not to quick fortune but to lasting prosperity. Not to riches that vanish but to wealth that endures. Because true abundance isn't about chasing more. It's about becoming more. More aligned, more present, more alive. So, as you step into May 10th, carry these numbers with you. Not as superstitions, but as sacred reminders. You are not powerless. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. And everything you seek is already within reach. If this message sparks something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to affirm your growth. Subscribe for more teachings that nourish your spirit. And comment below. I align with abundance and walk with purpose. Because sometimes one sentence spoken with clarity can shift your entire life. Until next time, walk gently, live truthfully, and trust in your path. Abundance flows to those who live awake.